time for Grizz Beat, a full-court press of highlights, insights, and debate around the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Tune in each week on the latest conversations with regional and national insiders locked in on the Grizzlies. Running point from Grind City Media Studios, our host, Jason Smith.
Welcome to Grizz Beat. I am your host, Jason Smith of 92.9 FM ESPN. Grateful to be here in this seat with another packed show. It's another game day edition of Grizz Beat as the Grizzlies are back at it tonight here at FedEx Forum versus the Charlotte Hornets. It's a matchup that'll feature two of the league's top rookies in Grizz forward Cedric Coward and Charlotte Hornets guard Con Knipple. Were both named this week, obviously, to the NBA Rising Stars Challenge. That'll be a part of All-Star Weekend next month. It was good news, obviously. We'll talk about that matchup and more. Make sure you've got those notifications set now for 2 p.m. and that you're locked in with us every Wednesday. Grizz Beat, every Wednesday, 2 p.m. here on Grind City Media for the latest intel, exclusive interviews, and opinions you're not going to hear anywhere else. Now, let me introduce today's panel for our show. To my left, happy to have him back in his regular Wednesday seat is a living legend, a Memphis Sports Hall of Famer, and former longtime WMC TV Action News 5 sports director, Jarvis Greer. Jarvo, we have missed your positivity and optimism around here while you've been traveling the world.
Oh, man, it was great to be back in the seat. It's like been across the pond. Flying back, boy, my arms are tired. No, that's an old one. But yeah, pay your waitress on the way out. The trip over to Europe was awesome. Berlin is like this. It's like nothing that, who would think about going to Berlin here? It's like, but once you get there and see all the history and everything, well, we were glad we went. And then London is bigger than New York. And it's way more diverse than you would think. There's people from all over that are gathered there, and they all pretty much respect each other. And it's just a great thing to see.
It's great to have our Memphis ambassador over in Germany and London during that trip. And obviously next to Jarvis and making a Season 3 debut on Grizz Beat is Grind City Media's Lang Whitaker. Lang is a man of many talents, a basketball savant, some would say. Also, and you tell me if I'm wrong, culinary artist?
Well, that's a strong term.
Is it?
I can get around a kitchen.
I don't know. Cooking with Lang looks like it's pretty delicious, brother.
Yeah, it could be. Some of you guys might find out one of these
what
days.
You're wearing there, you might be good at walk technology there.
Yeah, they did this last year when the Grizzlies were up in Toronto.
That's where that's
and
from.
There might be showing up around this area coming up soon.
Okay.
There you go. Lang dropping breadcrumbs there. Happy to have you, Lang Whitaker. And via Zoom this week from his palatial home studio. Check him out, the underground king of Memphis sports media, the great Anthony Sane, host of the Anthony Sane Show, airing live every weekday afternoon on Bluff City Media. Sane, you iced in over there at the house. You looking good and warm.
Man. Oh, it's crucial, man. It ain't good for my mental, man. I don't like being in the house like that. I'm looking at my wife right now, so I get through it, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, just hoping everything. I got to get back outside, man. I'm struggling. But I'll
tell you what, you look good, brother, so you're pulling it off now from the house. That's our panel for this week's show. Usually pretty handsome dude, I'll give you that. We got the very talented and also very handsome CJ Hurt behind the glass, keeping us in line and on time like he usually does, and a great group of folks behind the scenes keeping us all looking smart and good as well. And now to our starting five. It's where we begin every Wednesday, the top 5 storylines surrounding the Memphis Grizzlies, who, like we said, host a Hornets team that's won 3 in a row and 4 of their last 5 as they try to climb back into play-in status over in the East. Lang has the latest for us on the Grizzlies from shootaround. He was over there working, and there were some injury updates. Lang, some news for a couple of guys the Grizzlies are hoping to have back soon?
Yeah, there were. This morning I braved the ice and snow. I know some
Mr.
of you guys.
Jeep.
I did it for you guys because for our viewers to get the latest news. I was the only media person there at shootaround this morning. A couple of things from that. The Rising Stars game got announced, so Cam and Cedric Coward were the guys who were made available to us to talk about getting named to this game. They were both really excited. They both said it was because of their teammates. They were thankful for that. I asked them, I was like, you thought you had a week off. Now you got to work for the weekend. And Cam pointed out, they played that Thursday night in Denver. So you just hop over, get to the game and the game's on Friday night, the Rising Stars. So it just adds a day on, and then you can still take a little vacation after that. But they were both really excited about it and happy to get involved. I actually asked Cam about fourth quarters because we've seen this Grizzlies team trying to make $1 out of 3 quarters and not coming up with that last 25 cents every time. Yeah. So I asked Cam about what they've looked at and kind of what they've identified as what they're going to work on going forward. Here's some audio from Cam.
and we got to be more connected. I think it starts defensively. There were just some tactical breakdowns as far as guys not being on the same page with Sengun obviously had, a few buckets. KD got open for a few. So I think we just need to be more connected on that end and communicate a little bit better.
So look at the defense, look to see if they can get a little more connected tonight when they're back at it against the Hornets, who are a really good offensive team. And then as we left shoot around and walk out, we get the tweet.
Yeah. Look
from
at this.
Grizz PR.
How about this good news?
Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen are practicing today with the Memphis Hustle, and then they'll get recalled to the Grizzlies following the Hustle practice. As you guys know, that usually means they're getting close to being back on the floor. We saw you were over there in Europe. I saw some of the video of the team practicing there, and Ty Jerome was on the court practicing with them. We haven't seen Scottie that active yet, but this usually means, I don't know, we're within a week to seeing them back on the court. So some good news finally from the injury front.
Yeah,
for
it's
this
really
Grizzlies
funny.
team.
I saw somebody tweet out, man, what happened to Ty Jerome? Then they chopped that man's leg off or something. he hadn't even played a game in the regular season.
Yeah.
Well, and we knew Scottie because he had
He had
they
surgery.
said that pretty much right away.
Yeah.
After 2 games in the preseason, you could tell there was something wrong with the way that it was going. But it's great to see some bodies get back on the court. Some people that can actually play. Not that the guys that have been struggling along have been, they're giving it their best, but you got to have some dudes out there if you want to win some games. And these 2 guys have proven they can play at the NBA level.
Yeah, and look, we haven't seen Ty Jerome with this group at all, really. In the preseason, we saw him for like a game or 2.
Well, he looked like he knew what he was doing. He looked like he could belong.
He clearly does, and you see his loss in Cleveland, the absence he's had there with that team. So, look, we've seen this team struggle with guard depth. Ja Morant being out now. Like, you need somebody who can play point guard and give you some minutes there. And this is not just 1, 2 guys who are really good point guards.
Yep, and certainly can hopefully help you in those fourth quarters like you've been talking about in terms of closing out games. Grizz lead the league in terms of double-digit leads blown, and it's been those fourth quarters. So
12,
hopefully 12 now, league leading 12, and hopefully those guys can help with that. Sane, you've got the next question. We found out over the weekend, obviously, that Ja Morant's going to be sidelined at least 2.5 more weeks with an elbow injury he suffered on that block shot he had versus Atlanta. How does his injury, Sane, change the Grizzlies' trade deadline approach in your mind?
I think it just adds to what's already uncertain. I think it just adds to the uncertainty of it all, man. It's just, if you're in the camp of the Grizzlies are trying to move Ja Morant, him not being available right now definitely doesn't add to his trade value. We've seen all the reports, we've seen the activity, all those type of things. We've seen, the speculation, the trade rumors, things like that. So I think that if Ja's not available, it just adds to that uncertainty. Is he going to be here? Or is he not going to be here? I think a lot of us, including myself, after the European tour was over and we had that final game in London, I thought we all felt like we saw a situation where we could see Ja kind of redeeming himself, getting back on the court, playing a lot of games and playing well and doing all the right things on off the court. And now that he's not on the court at all, for what seems to be, we could be talking weeks, we could be talking months, we could be talking the whole season. We don't really know how this whole elbow injury thing is going to play out. So it just adds to the whole uncertainty of the whole situation.
With you that the injury makes it look less and less likely that Ja Morant is dealt before next Thursday, the February 5th trade deadline. So I'm with you there on that. Saying this third question is for our entire group. We've talked a lot about Ja and trade potential. How realistic at this point is a Jaren Jackson Jr. trade by the deadline? Saying, let's start it with you.
Oh, yeah, man, for sure. I think it should be realistic, even if it's not. I think that if you're in a situation where you're about to trade Ja Morant, the clear franchise player, the biggest name we've ever had here on and off the court as far as Ja Morant's concerned, I just don't see why you would keep Jaren Jackson Jr. I think if you're moving off of Ja, that means that you're about to rebuild, this isn't a soft rebuild. It isn't a retooling. You're rebuilding if Ja Morant is off of your roster. If that's the case, see what you can get from your guys like Jaren, like Santi, like whoever, KCP, Brandon Clark, whatever, to try to get as many assets as you can to go all in and make this team as good as you can, especially looking at this particular draft. This 2026 NBA draft is loaded with a lot of talent. There are guys that will be NBA rotation players from, 1 down to probably 15 to 20 in this draft. So I think that, that should be the focus if you're going to move off of Ja.
Lang, listening 2 offers is one thing.
Yeah.
Does it seem realistic to you, the idea of moving off Jaren before the trade deadline?
I don't think so. I think a lot of this, all this stuff around the NBA this next week is going to get dictated by Giannis. And we got to see what happens with Giannis at Antetokounmpo. And today, finally, this morning, we got a report from ESPN that he's welcomed a new home. He's looking to get out of there finally. And I just think a lot of teams we've heard it from Miami, we've heard it from other places. They're kind of keeping their powder dry, trying to make sure they've got enough to go all in and get Giannis when the time was right. That time is now. I don't know if that's all going to get settled by February the 5th. And I think a lot of these teams, they don't want to make big moves, A, because of Giannis, and B, because they don't know how the draft's going to play out yet. Like Anthony said, there's so many really good players in this draft.
Yep.
If you've got a pick in the lottery and you think, hey, we got a shot at this number 1 pick, and then you end up 9th, maybe you're more willing to do something and trade that pick. So I think a lot of this is going to be an off-season discussion to have. Giannis might get moved by the trade deadline, but everyone else, I just don't know if there's the time to sort all that out between now and then.
Fantastic points there, Lane. Jarvo, for you, is it a reality?
As far as a reality, I think there is a reality that it could happen because of everything. This has just been a topsy-turvy, upside-down year. Everything that they had planned went out the window basically right after the start of the season. With boom, this one hurt, that one hurt, this one out. And they're out for, you got guys out. A normal thing would, okay, you miss a couple of games here or there or a week or two here. We got guys missing months, months. So when you say, oh, Ja, they're only 7-13 when he plays. Well, when he comes back, who's there on the court?
Hadn't had a full
they're
day.
trying, but they're back of the bench guys. So, it's like some of these other teams that, he's been out, but like when he comes back, his other guys are there. The real guys that can play. So, if you move Ja, and I think, Ja still could be a target for Milwaukee. If Ja goes to Milwaukee, then boom, Giannis might stay. He said, players say you don't put your money down on anything until it actually happens in the NBA. That's one thing I've learned over, the 50-plus years I've been watching this sport. And, until it happens, hey, they say anything, they say everything. But until they actually sign it, I'll believe it when I see it.
8 days away from the February 5th trade deadline. Obviously, we will be monitoring it closely as it relates to the Grizzlies. Jarvo, you've got this next one. Rookie forward Cedric Coward, we've mentioned, was one of 3 Grizzlies named this week to the Rising Stars Challenge. How's Coward met expectations in your mind as a rookie lottery pick?
Well, it's an emphatic yes, first of all, because, what does he have? 14 points, 6 rebounds, I think. He is, nobody saw him really play last year. I think he only played six games before he got hurt at Washington State. Duke knew he had something because he was going to transfer on the whole NIL. I'll make
pay him $3 million. That's right.
Going to Duke. Yeah. But and they don't take guys that can't play. And now we've seen what he can do, and we see the potential what he could do in the future as he keeps playing. He started out coming in off the bench. He's in the starting lineup now, which is he should be. He's the best player out there at that position right now.
Yep.
He's got the 7'2" wingspan on a 6'6" body. He moves well. He attacks the rack really well. Had a little bit of problems the other night finishing layups, but the whole team did. Yeah. I think they might could have won that game if they'd hit some of those layups that they missed. Yeah. But, he's done everything that it was worth the Grizzlies using that draft capital to move up and get him in, what was he, 11th?
Yeah.
Yeah, to move up and get him.
I mentioned to him this morning, I said, going into the draft, you were kind of one of the more unknown players. Cool. And now you get named to the Rising Stars. Like, do you feel validated by that? And he was like, no. He said, I've been unknown my whole life. He's like, I've always been unknown, and I'm cool. I'll just be unknown. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Love that old soul.
Unknown soldier.
Yeah. And love the experience he's getting. It's going to obviously pay dividends in the future. It's paying dividends right now for him. Our final starting 5 question, also for the entire group. Grizzlies now sitting at 12th in the West at 18-26. What should Grizzlies fans be cheering for the rest of the season? Lang, we're going to start this one off with you.
I don't know how the season's going to go for the Grizzlies. We don't know who's healthy, who's playing, who's coming back, who isn't coming back, all that stuff. What we can do is cheer against the Suns,
okay,
and we can cheer against the Magic, because those are draft picks that are going to end up with us one way or the other. It's a lot of permutations to this whole thing and pick swaps and all this other stuff involved. But we just want those 2 teams to have as bad a last couple months of the season as is possible, so we can root for them to be bad. That'll help the Grizzlies draft picks going into the summer with this loaded draft.
Yeah, surprised to see the Magic in 8th in the East right now. They're in play-in territory. Sane, for you, what should Grizzlies fans be cheering for the rest of the year?
I'm not gonna be as nice and political about it as my good friend Lane Whitaker is being right now. Yeah, I do want Phoenix to be bad. They won't be worse than us. I want us to be as bad as we can be, bro. Like, I don't really care about any of this other stuff. I don't care if we trade Ja. I don't care if we trade Jaren regardless. I want to get as high as a pick as I possibly can in this particular draft. I think this is a draft full of stars. I think whether you hold on to Ja, whether hang on to Jaren or not, they need to be as bad as possible. I root for the Grizzlies to lose respectively as much as they can, and for teams around us to be as good as they possibly can be. And I want us to get as high as we can. I think the highest we probably can realistically get is 7. So I'm on that train for sure.
Grizzlies were in the 8th spot in 2019 when they jumped up to 2 and got Ja Morant. And Saints touched on it. Lang's touched on it. This is one heck of a draft for you, Jarbo. What should fans be rooting for the rest of the year?
Well, I know me. I'm the eternal optimist, and my whole thing is I want health. I wish they would be healthy. And we see by that tweet today, 2 guys.
There you go.
Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen, who I didn't think was going to play this year at all, and a real point guard. A real true point guard, because there isn't a real true point guard on this team that's actually available to play right now. They're coming. They're working with the hustle, which means they'll be back in a week if everything goes okay. But the world is crowding in on me. As like Anthony saying over there, sticking his Cupid doll pins at me. No, help, no, be bad, be terrible. The world is wishing for a tank, and I think the Grizzlies might do the quote unquote medical tank. Oh well, he was out 4 to 6. He's going to be out 4 to 6 more. Oh, he's got 4 to 6 more. We reevaluated 4 to 6 more. It'll be June 79th. He's ready to play now. Oh, the season's over. Oh my God. Okay. That's kind of what's happening, I think. And I don't know how that works. I don't know how the league will try to investigate. Is he really healthy or not? Well, the doctors say he's got this thing, and maybe it's okay, maybe it isn't. Ja, he jumped over the moon and hit his elbow on the backboard. How would you like to be able to do that? Jump and hit your elbow on the backboard. And but that's the way it goes right now. I wish they'd be healthy, because I'd like to see some guys that can actually play a little bit. Because I'm paying big money. My wife and I.
Jarbo's season ticket holder.
We've been there for 20. Hey, look, what's that say? MVP, buddy. We've been there since the beginning.
Right.
And
so I completely understand the position.
I understand the tank business, but I'd like to see them healthy and see what they can do.
No, completely understand that position, especially as a Grizzlies season ticket holder. Now let's move to the highlights. Our best dunk, dime, and defensive play. Where each week our panel votes on the best assembled highlights. I am told this week we've got plenty of Grizz representation. Let's start with best dunk.
And gets his own miss. Everybody's kind of frozen. GG Jackson. Jaren Jackson Jr. back in the game.
It's a double dose of GG.
That's number 1.
Regaining his balance for 2. Oh,
Is GG versus GG on this one. Jarvo, you're up top. GG Jackson's going to win. Which one's better?
We were sitting right there in the forum when GG made that move. Everybody's jaw dropped. People jumping out of their seats. People doing the whole, too small. GG doing his, Michael Jackson, James Brown pirouette. I feel good. That was an incredibly athletic move for GG Jackson. That's a winner. No, that'll be one of the plays of the year, I think, in the NBA. And when it comes down to it, great move.
Kept the handle, spins up off the floor, gets the dunk. I'm with you. Saying which side you on?
I'm virtual today, so I'm assuming my right is you guys' right as well. The joint when he had to recover, when he had to spin and do all those type of things. And one looking joint. First of all, I'm just happy to see GG playing good ball this year, man. I'm super excited to see what he's doing. But I think it's the one where he's got the Bill Street blue on. That's the one. That was cool.
We all on board here, Lane?
No, I'm going to go the other way, because the thing that GG has done this year that has been so effective to me is he's playing downhill so often. He's not catching the ball in the perimeter, standing there dribbling 4 times and jacking up a 3. And that one in Houston,
he's getting downhill.
He goes downhill. He catches it on the 3-point line and gets right to the bucket and goes right over Jabari Smith, goes on his head. So I'm going to go with the one in Houston.
Well, it shows his maturity now.
It does,
They're telling him, look, just don't pity-pat around, go. Yeah. And now he's starting to go more. So I see your point there, but I'm still going with the baby.
The Curly Neal one's pretty awesome too, though.
It was. Lang channeling his Michael Wallace as the contrarian on the show today. We move to best dime. Here, let's take a look.
Said a look ahead. Ball, what a pass! Green.
Oh, that's Lamelo the green to Grant Williams on that one.
Yeah.
So sort of a hockey assist in there with that Lamelo one. And then on that second one, that was Coward to Javon Small, right?
Yeah.
Does a Grizzly win this one, Jarvis Greer?
Ooh, wow, that's a tough one. It was a nice play. You like to see that from Coward, knowing that, he can pass the ball too.
He's had a couple of these now.
That's really good. The one, Lamelo Ball makes these passes all the time. So, that's pretty spectacular behind the back for the three there. I'm going to, as much as I like the Coward pass and what it shows for the future, I think that was just one touch behind the back.
It is no look.
I got to go with that one. Huh?
It is a no-look pass.
Yeah, it's a no look.
Same, where you at on this
All
one?
right, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to see my guy Coward making those type of plays on the ball, getting downhill, finding my guy Small under the basket. I like that one better. We've seen LaMelo do this forever. Even though he was doing the two dudes, I didn't even know they were still in the NBA or who they played for. But shout out to Sid. Sid's play. It's home team, man, homegrown. So, yeah, we need to see more of that from Sid. So I like that one better.
Lang, you're on the clock.
I'll go with Sid because once Sid gets a move, he's going to be awesome. He doesn't even really have any go-to moves.
Go-to move yet.
His whole thing is he gets the ball and just goes at the rim as fast as he can, and it usually works out for him. So once he gets a move, it's going to open things up for him. But we know he has this ability somewhere in there. We just got to start unlocking it more.
No, with you 100% on that one, Lang. All right, we move to the last one. Best defensive play now. Let's see what Grizzly we got in this one.
Go. Dyson Daniels. Morant.
Oh, of course.
For the ball. A rundown block by Morant.
Wow.
Madison Square Garden. There's no question about that.
Edgecombe has it taken away. McBride to the rim.
Oh, that's Bona from Philadelphia. Adam Bona on the block there.
This was not close.
Come on, this one's easy for the home team, isn't it? Jarvis, we'll start with you.
No question that Ja Morant had 3 chase down blocks in this game, and that was just one of them where he comes from out of nowhere and erase. I wish they could show all 3 of them because all 3 of them should be up there. But that chase down block, he came out of nowhere and blocked the shot. That's a nice block on the side there. But the block by Ja where he just comes and they say he can't play defense. I mean, come on. This guy, he can fly. And unfortunately, he got hurt on one of those plays where his elbow hit the backboard. I'm going Ja Morant.
Yep. Saying which one is it for you? Is it Ja? This seems pretty easy.
99 times out of 100, I'm going to say that Ja Morant blocked. Hey, that's why that man is in street clothes, though, man. I got to go with the other one just because of what that play ended up turning into, unfortunately, man. Ja's out because of that. So I can't get behind it too much, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That hurt me.
Different take on that one.
That much different take, not an unexpected take there from
and the
saying.
thing is, it was a clean block. I mean, there was no question that it was not a foul.
Like, I know he's out. I can't hold it against him, though, that he was up that high. Which one's better?
Yeah, it's Ja, clearly. Because, I mean, the Sixers, that's a center running a guy down and blocking a point guard against the basket. Like that's expected. Great play, but, like, I want my center to be able to do that. My point guard doing that, like, that is unbelievable. So I'll go with Ja. I wish he hadn't gotten hurt on the play, but that's why he's so incredible is he does things like that. Things you don't think are going to happen all the time when you're watching Ja play.
No question about it. When we come back, we'll put the confidence meter on our panelists. What's their confidence level that we'll see Giannis Antetokounmpo traded with just 8 days to go here before the trade deadline? And here's one. Have we seen the last of Ja Morant in a Grizzlies uniform? We'll ask that question. Keep it locked. This is Grizz Beat on Grind City Media.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Jeff Dunham, artificial intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dome Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
I want to give Jock Landale some freaking love, bro. The dude been balling out of his mind.
Jock's a good player. Jock Landale's been great for the Grizzlies. He has just been, in his own words, miscast.
Yeah, but this has been the best career.
If he's your backup five, he has been just, and even thrown into a situation that he wasn't expecting to be thrown into. Yeah. He has been outstanding.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We've got a special deal for all fans of this show and Grind City Media. With special discount code for up to 30% off select Grizzlies tickets just by using the promo code GCMFan. Head over to grizzgroups.com/GCM and lock in your discounted seats. Again, that's GCMFan at grizzgroups.com/GCM. Don't miss out on this chance on discounted tickets. It's now confidence meter time, our weekly gauge of our panel's belief level on 3 key topics. Let's start here. Lang, what's your confidence level that Ja Morant, who is out, like we mentioned, at least 2.5 more weeks due to that elbow sprain, has played his final game with the Memphis Grizzlies?
I'm not confident because we don't know what's going to happen with everybody else. And it takes a team that wants Ja Morant to trade for him. And at this point, I think everyone else has got Giannis and Antetokounmpo circled on their list of possibilities and guys they might go after. And I just don't know if there's going to be that much movement at the trade deadline. If Ja's only out 3 weeks, that means he should be back by the end of the season if he's still on the Grizzlies roster. So I'm going to go with not confident on this one.
I'm leaning with Lang on this one. Saying, where are you at?
Just because of the uncertainty that we already talked about, I'm pretty much not confident as well. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to gauge, man. Like we talked off the air, how I feel about this, how I feel about it, what I think will happen. It changes, between breakfast and lunch, man. So I'm not really confident enough to speak on whether I think I'm not confident to say he's going to play. He's played his last game. I think as the days go on and the more reports come out, the teams aren't really interested in giving the Grizzlies a significant offer for Ja. I think that makes you think that he'll be here past the trade deadline, but whether or not he plays past the trade deadline is a whole different question. So it's a lot of uncertainty around this for sure.
Feel the same way. And if he does make it past the trade deadline, are you really talking about a half a year or whatever's left without Ja playing? Yeah. And so I'm with you and Lang right now. Jarvis, is your confidence level any different?
Well, yeah, it's different from what it was. I used to be not confident. I'm saying confident now until I saw this tweet come out today. Ooh, some guys are coming back. If they're trickling back into the lineup, BC would probably be the next one. That means you got guys to play with now, and you could still,
fair.
You could rise above some of these other teams that are struggling and maybe even get to the 7th or 6th spot. Who knows? Their regular playoff spot, because they could be really, really good. And they really could be really, really good. That's no cap or whatever it is you say on your J&J show.
Cap, no cap. Yeah, this is real.
with the
cap.
Little, with the young folks that listen to this. But I would say confident. But man, if we get to February 5th and he's still here, he's here until the summer, and we'll see what happens.
All right, moving on to the next one. How confident are you, Lang? We'll start off again with you that Giannis Antetokounmpo will be traded by the deadline. We've touched on that.
Yeah, I had originally sent you guys note not confident, but I think that, Jalen, can we switch it to confident? Because I saw today all these reports from ESPN, and by the way, we just got a report Steven Adams out for the season-ending ankle surgery, as like a minute ago that just came out. Which changes things for the Rockets a little bit because he's in their best lineup. As far as Giannis, though, I don't know if he's going to get moved or not, but I do feel like if he's on board with this, it makes it a lot more likely that we see something happen. He's been there for a decade now, and I think it's just time, right? You feel like it's just starting to be time, and Giannis wants to go somewhere and win, and I think going somewhere else is probably his best option. So I'll go confident.
All right, saying, what's your confidence level that it's done before the deadline?
I'm saying not confident, but I'm not deep in that red. I'm more like where that yellow and that orange. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can change that or not, but I ain't far, especially after everything we heard today that he wants out, right? I think it's going to be really hectic, going to be really crazy over the next week or so. So I'm still not confident because I still think it takes a lot to get that deal done, still, even with his deal. So I don't know, but it's going to be some wild times out here in the trade world for sure.
Jarvis, your confidence level?
I'm going to say no, not confident, because if they trade for Ja Morant, he's staying. He's got a point guard to go with him. Yeah, they were without the Drew Holiday, who really, they worked together when they won the title. And they don't have that real point guard now, and he would be a piece that could put them back over the top. I don't want him to go. I said, keep your hands off Ja. I spent too much money on Ja jerseys, and all the people I saw across Europe. There were 10,000 people in London wearing Ja jerseys. I'm not kidding. I kid you not. Old men, young kids, women, old ladies coming in that O2 arena wearing Ja Morant gear. Same in Berlin, coming from, there are all these different countries around there.
Yeah.
And they just all come in because NBA is only over there once.
Yeah.
This first time they were in Berlin, first time they get this, they're all coming in. I want him here, because that puts the spotlight on Memphis, and that's what I'm saying.
All right, and finally, this last one's about the guard on the other side tonight, Charlotte Hornets guard Lamelo Ball. How confident are you, panel, that Lamelo will remain a Hornet after the deadline? Lane, you start us off.
I'm pretty confident. I feel like this is still, we haven't seen this for long enough. Charles Lee's only been there for a year now. And they're starting to turn the corner. They've been good on offense. The problem has been defensively, especially when he's on the court, LaMelo's on the court. And if they can figure out a way to make that work, Knepel's been really good. Brandon Miller's actually their leading scorer. He's been great. I'm pretty confident they hang on to LaMelo for now and try to figure out the way to make this thing work a little bit better. Also, his value is probably not as high right now as it might be at some other point. If you're going to trade, you trade high, right? So right. I think you probably hang on to LaMelo for now.
Yeah, look, it hasn't been a name that's been thrown about a ton in terms of these possible trade the conversations and speculation. Saying, where are you at on LaMelo being moved before or the fact that he'll be a Charlotte Hornet after the deadline? Excuse me, I want to word that correctly.
I'll look at this the same way I look at the Ja situation, right? Almost a mirror image. I think that Charlotte may have a desire to move off of him, but there has to be mutual interest. There has to be teams who want LaMelo Ball, and I think that he's one of those guys that he's not going to garner a lot of a real return. There are some teams that may want to take him for nothing, but I don't think that Charlotte's in that. I don't think that they're in that position to be giving him away for nothing, just like the Grizzlies are in the position to give away Ja for nothing. So, yeah, I think he'll still be there just because I don't think there's a real desire from other teams to bring LaMelo on board.
Quick, is he a serious enough player for you, Saying? Just to follow up on that with you. I don't know that I've gotten you a LaMelo Ball breakdown.
Not confident.
Nah. Super unserious dude, man. But but just like with Ja, right? Like we see the things about Ja that people say all these things about Ja, like whatever. But we've grown to look past those things. Like the way I look at LaMelo, if he played for us, I probably look at him in a totally different way. You know what I mean? Because their fans probably love him to death. They probably see him the same way we see Ja. Two guys that often get compared. Him, Trey, and Ja often put into the same conversation, right? So, like I said, from not being a Charlotte fan, I think he's kind of a clown. But a lot of people look at Ja the same way. You know what I mean? So I don't really know how I would view him outside of the lens of not being a fan of Charlotte. So.
Are you confident that LaMelo will be a Hornet after the deadline?
Yeah, I'm confident. I think that if you look, they're playing well together now.
3 in a row.
They're starting to put some some games together. They just need, if they could pick up a Tony Allen kind of guy or a big guy that could really anchor them defensively, because they don't play really a lot of defense, but they can score. And LaMelo is a showstopper when he's on and when he's healthy. It's that kind of thing. So I'm saying, yeah, he'll be there.
All right. Now we're going to run some pick and roll where our panelists are going to pick one of two options and explain why they're rolling with it. Easy enough. This week's question, and I'm already a little hesitant to get into it here. Memphis versus Atlanta music was last week. Now we're getting into one could be even more controversial.
I was tweeting you all from London when y'all were talking about
I saw you tweeting Memphis. I figured you'd say that. Here's this week's question. Is Memphis or Carolina BBQ better? Obviously, with the Grizzlies playing the Hornets tonight, that's the peg we're using. I'll start us off, and I might surprise you.
All right.
I'm going to say it's Carolina.
Oh, my goodness.
And I thought that might earn me some respect points with Mr. Culinary Artist Lang Whitaker there. It's the vinegar-based sauce for me on Carolina BBQ. And there are parts of Memphis, I think, where we've started to overrate our barbecue. You can don't get me wrong, great barbecue in my hometown city here. But every time I've tasted that tangy sauce on that Carolina barbecue, I've enjoyed it. And if you blindfold me, I think I might pick the Carolina barbecue. So I'm going to go opposite here. Might be called a traitor for it, but give me Carolina here on the barbecue. Lang, you're the kitchen man.
Here's the thing, Jason. You're talking about how you love the way that the sauce tastes.
Tangy.
Right? That's not the barbecue.
That ain't the barbecue, baby.
That's the sauce.
Right. Facts, man. Facts.
Like I can go to Kroger and buy a bottle of vinegar.
The barbecue's good too. There's white barbecue that's good.
It's just the vinegar sauce, and I love vinegar. Vinegar is one of my favorite things. But vinegar also, you can use that to clean your car. Like vinegar,
Brush your teeth.
It's an acid. It's gonna turn that little piece of paper in 7th grade pink or whatever color it was, the pH paper. So I'm gonna go with Memphis barbecue because when I want barbecue, I want to taste the smoke. I want the bark. I want the meat. I want all that stuff. And I don't want to just taste vinegar.
Sauce.
I'm going Memphis.
Well, I tell you what, you made me look like a novice there with that answer. I imagine you're going to agree with him, Anthony Sain.
Oh, you already know, man. You got to go some Mike Wallace over there on you, man. I don't know what you talking about. I don't even know what Carolina barbecue is, bro. I'm not as well traveled as y'all. I'm not a culinary artist, but I can tell you about a pulled pork sandwich at Payne's. I can tell you about a 2-rib, 2-wing at Cozy Corner. I can tell you about a barbecue shop. I can tell you about all the spots, man. I don't know nothing about no Carolina barbecue, man. Get that out of here, man. Come on, let's be
barbecue shop. You named a good one there. That's one of my favorites here, Midtown Memphis. Jarvo, I know what you're gonna say.
That's exactly saying. You read my mind. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. Carolina barbecue. I've had some, and it's really good. It's really
all right, you'll give
good.
me that at least.
But there's so many different varieties of Memphis barbecue. You can go so many different places that he mentioned. Payne's. Go down there on South 3rd to the original. What is it? Who is it down there on South 3rd? I can't think of his name. Doggone it. That has a great.
No, you're not talking about A&R. You're talking about Payne's. You're talking about.
No, he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Neely.
Yeah, Neely. Go down there and get you some barbecue, Corky's anywhere. Rendezvous. We like Rendezvous. Now, a lot of people say, it's a touristy thing, but it's consistent.
Yep.
You know what it is when you go get it. And it's like, man, what are you talking about? You've had one thing at Carolina, and when we're in London, I'll throw this up one more time. Kevin Kane, Memphis Tourism. They had a whole group of 40 tour operators over there. Get Memphis. They had the cabs, London cabbies, all wrapped in Memphis gear, and they had a big reception for all the people they were bringing in to, show them Memphis. And they brought out some Memphis barbecue. That plate didn't last 2 seconds. People eat that stuff up, hands greasy, mouths all come. This is really good. This is really good.
All right, I'm bruised and battered. And Memphis barbecue, didn't it have its own potato chip flavor at one point too?
Probably,
I'm not sure.
Should, yeah,
Carolina barbecues had that, and Lang made a fool of me. It's just the sauce that I like, and ain't the actual meat.
Go to the store, man. Go Kroger and get you some.
Y'all schooled me on that
one.
Honey
gold, man.
Get some honey gold. When we come back,
CJ had, what was that comment, CJ?
What was the noise again, Jarvis?
Oh, give me that, man.
Jarvo's in it, licking all the fingers. That man is.
Coming down. We going to the game. They got grease all over, barbecue juice all over the jersey. Hey, let's go to the game. And the Grizz won. Hey, great.
Well,
great time.
I don't have much of a leg to stand on with this one anymore. When we come back, we'll take our weekly spin around the NBA, including a look. He's not here, but he's got us his top 10 midseason title contenders list. Michael Wallace does. We'll see if our panel has any issues with it, and we'll do some fill in the blank. What should be next for LeBron James and the Lakers? That and more when we return. Keep it locked. This is Grizz Beat on Grind City Media.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at JourneyMusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
I want to give Ja Glendale some freaking love, bro. The dude been balling out of his mind.
Jock's a good player. Ja Glendale's been great for the Grizzlies. He has just been, in his own words, miscast.
Yeah, but this has been the best career.
If he's your backup five, he has been just, and even thrown into a situation that he wasn't expecting to be thrown into. Yeah. He has been outstanding.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Made by Grizz fans for Grizz fans, 191 Collabs, presented by Pinnacle, celebrates Memphis designers and showcases our city's unique voice and vibe through hyper-local Grizz gear. Next up, the From Memphis with Love collection by Peso Design Studios. It drops on Saturday, January 31st, when the Grizzlies take on the Minnesota Timberwolves at 7 p.m. This soulful, vivid collection channels the city's rich culture with bold streetwear styles and is only available in FedEx form on game night starting at 5:30 p.m. Buy your tickets today for access at Ticketmaster.com or visit 191collabs.com for more info. Welcome back to Grizz Beat. And now a look at our man Michael Wallace's midseason top 10 NBA MVP candidates. The Guru's out this week. Excuse me. What is it? Contenders this week? That's what
Contenders.
It is. I apologize. I need to update my priors here. We're on title contenders. Candidates was a couple of weeks ago. We've got the list up now, and right at the top, as you would expect, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's followed by the Denver Nuggets. We know how high Michael Wallace is on those Denver Nuggets. The Knicks. That's my team in the East, number 3, followed by the Detroit Pistons, who are currently at number 1 in the East. And you've got the Spurs, the Rockets, who the Grizzlies just saw, the Boston Celtics, followed by the Philadelphia 76ers, Minnesota Timberwolves at 9, and the Cleveland Cavaliers at 10. Usually what we do is go around the panel, and those that have got any issue with it take our shots at Michael Wallace. I'll start here. Michael's not here to defend it, but it's Cleveland for me. They are a team for me. Donovan Mitchell has not made it to a conference finals. They have lacked a toughness this year that maybe they get back, maybe they don't. But I am not a believer in that Cleveland Cavaliers team. I'm actually more of a believer, although I wouldn't put them at the top of the list, which I think Michael has done well, in the Lakers. They've got a better offense, a better rated offense than Cleveland does. Would need to make a move to get better defensively, maybe become a true contender, but I'd have Lakers, and we saw Luka Doncic lead the Dallas Mavericks to a finals by himself, essentially. I would have the Lakers on that list and probably take Cleveland off. Anthony Sane, any problems with Michael Wallace's list? We got Sane? There you go.
Yeah, y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the list is pretty good. My only issue with I'll get into my issue, but I will say I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I'm going to go back to something that Jarvis said about how if the Grizzlies were healthy, they would be good and they could do this and that and the other, right? Because there are teams even on this. I think that's pretty much almost the correct order. But there aren't a lot of great teams on this list, man. I don't think the Sixers are anything close to like a really good team. Minnesota's been disappointing to me. Cleveland's been really bad to me this year. But I think the biggest problem I have with this list is the Boston Celtics. I think that Boston is a lot better than people really realize they are. They're a game out of first place in the East. I don't think a lot of people realize it. This is without Jason Tatum. There are rumors that Jason Tatum might possibly be back for the playoffs with this team. They have the heart of a champion with my guy Jaylen Brown, Jalen Luther King. So I like Boston, man. I like what they're doing. I think that they're really understated in the East. I'm not saying move them up a lot, but I think they're better than Houston. I take them a lot more serious than I take that Houston team. There's got a lot of inexperience on it, a lot of guys who never really won anything. They lost Steven Adams today for the year, and they still don't have a point guard. And I think that is kind of keeping that team at bay. So I think Boston, to me, I think they're a better contender than Houston and maybe even San Antonio.
Oh, I think you're right, too. The top's good. I think it falls off after 7 for me. Lane, you got any problems with this list?
I got a lot of problems with this.
Okay.
Here we go.
Because I like picking apart Michael Wallace's work. First of all, I would put the Pistons number 2. To me, the Pistons are the second best team in the NBA this season. They've been awesome all year long. The Knicks do not have any business being in the top 5. We got to move the Knicks down, get them out of this top 5. The Rockets, again, I'm with you saying move them down, move those Celtics up. The Rockets don't have the shooting to me, and they just don't feel like as cohesive as that Celtics unit does. Like the Celtics are so good, and they can mix and match all these different matchups and do different things. I like the Celtics a lot. Then the Sixers, the Sixers are a 500 team. Like, why do we have them in the top 10 teams in the NBA? The Sixers got a win last night, but you never know if Joel Embiid's going to play or not from night to night. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. Tyrese Maxey's been awesome. VJ Edgecombe's been really good. Other than that, I don't really know who we're talking about on that Sixers team. So, to me, the Sixers don't belong in this top 10, maybe not in the top 15.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Sixers certainly with a lack of experience in terms of that point. It doesn't feel like it's their time right now. Jarvis,
I was thinking I'm kind of the opposite on the 9-10 there. I thought the Cavs should be up ahead of Minnesota. I think Donovan Mitchell, he's ready, he's hungry. He's been playing really well. They missed Ty Jerome. We missed Ty Jerome, for that matter. But I think that they have some pieces that could do it. I don't know about Minnesota. I just don't know if they can do it. And the Sixers are 500 team, just like you said. And I didn't know when we filled this out that Steven Adams, our friend from across from Australia,
huge blow for them.
New Zealand was going to be out the rest of the year. So now I would move Cleveland up a little bit. And you were right about the Lakers. I think the Lakers should be in the picture as far as contenders now, because I think this is a last hurrah tour for LeBron. And if he goes out on top, he might hang it up. And Luka's there just tearing it up. He is the man now. LeBron's number 2. Yep. And I don't know if I'd rather be number 2 than number 3. If you keep on going and he keeps getting older, he ain't getting any younger. So I think that's my opinion. I think you move Cleveland up. Yeah, Lakers would have to do something in the trade market defensively, I think, to truly move up. But maybe what this points out is a true lack of a lot of contenders here. Seems to all be sort of concentrated right there at the top. But I'm with you, Lang. Don't count out those Pistons. Can I say something real quick? Go right ahead. Do you like, with the way the salary cap is now, and it's a hard cap, teams are afraid to make moves to bring in these super teams now, so everybody got a shot. You don't know who it's going to be down the stretch, and I think that's kind of a good thing, right? Yeah. You don't know who's going to show up, and if you're healthy, you got a chance to win. I'll tell you, don't tell OKC everybody's got a shot. They're built pretty well in terms of possibly being the next dynasty. Right. It's not done yet, certainly. But no, Jarvis, I do like it. It does feel like Indiana took them to 7, and then Halliburton and Hallie got hurt. Popped his Achilles. Well, and Denver, a much less deep team last year, took them to the brink, and this year could be a team that beats them. We've seen San Antonio have success in the regular season against them. Now let's do some fill in the blank on 3 key topics. I'll ask the question. Our panel is going to fill in the blank. Lang. Yes. The biggest injury impacting the NBA right now is Ty Jerome, Brandon Clark, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Evan Mobley, Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, Ja Morant, Tyrese Halliburton, Luka Doncic. These are all guys who've had calf strains. Oh, I see what you did there. You took this literally. It's the actual injury itself. I did it literally, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a little literal for the show. No, I'm very clever. No, but calf strains are an epidemic in the NBA for the last year and a half. We've seen even Damian Lillard, these guys, Jason Tatum, who've had the Achilles tears. It goes back to KD in the championship. Yeah, but it's been a whole thing now. We've seen this season. I mentioned 2 of the Grizzlies. Ja had one earlier this year. All around the NBA right now, Giannis is out with the calf strain. It's going around the NBA. So for me, calf strain is the injury that is impacting the NBA more than anything right now. Well, I think you nailed it in terms of the actual injury out there. You'd be tendonitis. Now it's calf strains that we get. And he's saying biggest injury impacting the NBA is?
I talked about this in the last segment with the Boston Celtics. I think it's Jason Tatum, man. I think if he's able to get back out there, that Boston team, whoever you got as your favorite in the East, you got to put them in that category now if they get him back. And I think that not only that good part if he comes back, but also just seeing how good Jaylen Brown is without him. I think that's really been impactful as well. Lane really answered that question. That answer was the right answer, but that's mine. That's the one that I think has the most impact on the league right now.
Tatum can make it back with as good as those Celtics have been. Certainly some incentive to do so with where they are in the standings. Jarvis, I'll hand it over to you. Biggest injury impact in the NBA
That's
right
funny.
now.
Lane got to make that like an emoji. The calf strain emoji. Oh, no, the dreaded calf strain. I'm going to say Zach Edey, because we saw what Edey's played 11 games this year, and we saw what the team did while he was on the floor of the Grizzlies. And that's with just Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr., Santi, and a bunch of guys that are just out there trying to, back into the bench guys or second-level guys. And, they anchored they could play defense and they could rebound. And it made a total difference in the team. And, if he'd been healthy, who knows where they'd be in the lineup, as far as the standings at this point of the year. Give them, missing 10 games from the start of the season to now. What do you think this team would be? So I'm going to say Zach Edey.
I don't mind it. I mean, they were one of the best defensive teams in the time that Zach Edey was out there, right behind OKC. Number 2 in the league, and rebounding it picked up as well. So that the difference clearly has been stark with Zach Edey, with and without Zach Edey on the floor there. So I don't mind the pick there. And you're right. Maybe you're on a contenders list if you got a little bit more health than Zach Edey out there. Let's start this next one with you. The next step for LeBron James and the Lakers is?
I think it's parting ways, man. I think that we're seeing his final season with the Lakers, regardless of how this thing turns out. It's really kind of unfortunate too, man, because whenever these teams decide to part ways with guys, you kind of see the writing on the wall. You see the smear campaign stories and all these type of things coming out, right? And I tell people all the time that it's cool to be behind the safe haven of your organization when it comes down to media coverage and all those type of things. But when the things go bad and that thing that you thought was a safe space turns into the worst thing in the world, this is what it looks like. You know what I mean? The Lakers are trying to paint this narrative of LeBron James, and we're seeing that all play out right now. But I think that we're seeing inevitable parting ways between those two this summer.
It's the first time.
Not by the trade deadline. Who knows, man?
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first time LeBron James hasn't been the most coveted man in the building. And watching him sort of come to grips with that has been uncomfortable in some ways. Jarvis, the next step for LeBron James and the Lakers is?
Well, I said the long goodbye. I think, I agree with Anthony saying, I think it's, he already sees the future. The future is Luka in L.A., and that's a little alliterative there, but that's the way it is right now. And he has done everything that he could do, and I don't know how much, he's got more left in the tank, but why? Why would he have to? You don't have to now. You're already a movie mogul. You've been in movies. You've done all kind of things. He doesn't have to do this anymore. And if he does it, it's going to be like Willie Mays going from San Francisco to at the end of his career when he's dragging his leg out there running around trying to play. You don't have to do it. So it's the long goodbye. Go ahead and take your victory lap and enjoy life.
All right, next step, Lane, for LeBron.
I want to see the Hollywood ending. He's in Hollywood. Look, I've watched LeBron play since when I was at Slam. When he was a freshman in high school. Wow. Yeah. Saw him play at ABCD camp, and he was dominant. Mm-hmm. And so I've watched LeBron's entire career pretty much. And the one thing I can say about LeBron is, like, every time.
Your middle name is Methuselah, right?
Yeah, I know. It makes me feel. The one thing I can say about LeBron is every time there's any expectation, he's met or exceeded it throughout his career. Think about like the expectations that have been put on him since he was in high school. Right. And every step along the way, he's managed to meet all those things. Even the off the court stuff, the school and Akron and all these different things he's done. Like, he's been an unbelievable model athlete, and on the court, all the wins, the titles, MVPs, all this stuff. The fact that he's still 41 years old and is still one of the best scorers in the NBA and can still play from night to night. So I want to see LeBron give us one more ride, one more fun ride.
He should go around the league where everybody.
The Lakers are fifth. They're fifth in the West right now. Yeah. Like Houston's ahead of them. We just saw Steven Adams go down. Mm-hmm. The Nuggets are ahead of them. They've got injury issues. Like, maybe the Lakers can win another game or two, move up into the top half of that bracket, get a little time off, and make a run. Get Austin Reeves back healthy and do something in this playoffs, and give us a Hollywood ending.
If the Lakers decide no on that, is there a team for you where LeBron goes on a 1 year and?
Yeah, I saw today. Dave McMenamin from ESPN said Cleveland would love to have him back. But luckily, Bronny James is on a 4-year contract with the Lakers, so I don't know, he might stay behind. Still get one James in a Laker uniform.
If he did anything, he could go to Cleveland would make sense.
Go back there.
To me. Go back there because he's from Akron.
Or Miami. I'm sure the Heat wouldn't mind having him back
Cleveland
for a year.
Would be, because it's nice and warm there.
I know.
Well, and then Cleveland, he could tell himself he's the difference, right, in terms of getting them over the hump, which is something that would obviously play well on the LeBron resume. I know he's all about that. Finally, a player I want to see in the dunk contest is, Jarvis, we'll start it with you.
I'd say Jalen Williams with Oklahoma City. I think he's a guy that we've seen him as an in-game dunker, throw down some really good ones. But I'm sure he's got a lot of imagination. He's still really young. What is this, his second, third year?
Third,
I believe.
Yep. And I'm sure he can be very, very creative. Not a lot of guys are trying to enter it now. He would be an interesting one coming off a top team. So I'll say Jalen Williams.
Lang, player you want to see in the dunk contest.
Do you remember last year when Mac McClung won his third dunk contest? And the night he won the contest, we got all these tweets from Ja Morant, from Giannis Antetokounmpo, from Aaron Gordon. They all said they were going to come do it this year. Now none of them are doing it. And the one thing we've never seen from Ja is the dunk contest. We've seen like highlight after highlight. We've never seen him be in a dunk contest. I know he's hurt right now, but I'd like to see Ja in the dunk contest.
Oh, yeah. That's one I've been saying for 7 years.
Yeah.
At this point, a common refrain would love to see Ja in it, whether he's a Grizzly or not. Sane for you, who's the guy you'd like to see in the dunk contest?
Oh, man, in years past, this would have been the easy Ja Morant, right? Especially when he first got his signature shoe. I was like, man, let's get Ja, let's get Anthony Edwards, let's get Zion, let's get Nike, Adidas, and Jordan Brand, and let's go at it, put these shoes out there, these guys and all this type of things. Ja's got the biggest shoe in the world now. And I think that his window of doing this is closed. I'm kind of over that whole thing with Ja Morant being in the slam dunk contest. But my guy, VJ Edgecombe with Philadelphia, he's already said he's not doing it. Hope he has a change of heart. Hope he changes his mind because he could be that next young guy who gets in and makes this his thing, man. But I'm glad we got my boy McClung up out of here. Pack that man up. I've been tired of looking at him for the last 3 years. Get a guy who's a actual guy in the NBA, upcoming star. He can come in, super athletic. He can make this his thing, his coming out party. Back the way that the slam dunk contest used to be. I know a lot of guys have made it cool not to play. I wish VJ would change his mind. I wish he would participate in the slam dunk contest.
I do too. That man's got some Vince Carter up in him in terms of what he could do in a dunk contest. We'll wrap up this week's edition of the show by taking a look at what's ahead for the Grizzlies in the week ahead and then a call your shot. Tonight, we've talked about it. They welcome Lamelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. On Friday, January 30th, they'll travel to New Orleans. Saturday, January 31st, on the second night of a back-to-back, they'll host Minnesota, and then you'll get Minnesota again on Monday, February 2nd, here at FedEx Forum. And now, call your shot. It's one bold prediction from each of our panelists about the upcoming stretch of games. This one for Lang. You start us off.
You said bold, right?
Bold is what
we're
we
going
look.
Undefeated. We're going to sweep these 4 games.
Bold and crazy.
Look, you got a Charlotte team that can't play defense. You got a New Orleans team you almost beat the other night until the fourth quarter. You got a Minnesota team that's lost 5 of their last 6 games. And if you can get through those 4 teams, then you get Sacramento and Portland for 3 games. So let's say the Grizzlies got to win some of these games, and let's say we're going to have a bold prediction that they're going to win all 4.
All right, Lang understood the assignment. This man went extremely bold there.
Bold.
Grizzlies 4-0
like Carolina
for the
barbecue
week.
sauce.
Look, yeah, that's what it is. All that tang and that barbecue sauce. Anthony, what's up? Give us your call, your shot.
Hey, Lang's my man. That's my guy. Hey, he's being more optimistic than Jarvis Greer over here, man. Hey, we getting that 4-0 out of here, man.
He said bold. Come on, Anthony.
Balls. No, man, we got ping pong balls to stack up, man. 4-0 is not what we trying to do, man. I'm in team tank. I'm in team make this team as good as you can next year. Increase the talent level of this team. I don't want to see any part of us going 4-0 in any 4-game stretch. Back in January when we could have got 500, sign me up for it. But hey, we lost to the Wizards twice. So hey, I'm out. I'm out on the optimism. I'm out on all that. But with that being said, my bold prediction, I think you're going to start hearing, whether it's in the media, whether it's from the fans, I think you're going to hear some rumbling, some pressure, so to speak, for GG Jackson, a.k.a. Good Game Jackson, a.k.a. God's Gift Jackson, a.k.a. Glory to God Jackson. I think you're going to see a lot more hype about GG getting into that starting lineup. And I think you're going to hear a lot of it on the Anthony Sane show, of course. So, yeah, I think you're going to start seeing pressure for Gigi to get into the starting lineup. I think his play is going to justify him being in that starting lineup as well.
All right, there's a prediction for GG Jackson over the next 4 games. He's going to get some pressure there to get in the starting lineup. Jarvis, we'll finish with you.
Well, I think I was still a little jet lagged when I was looking at this question. bold, not so bold prediction is 2-2 on this.
For where they are,
that's bold.
For the what are 5? They've lost 5 of the last 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it would be good if that's 500 if you can do that. If you can pull that, I don't know who it'd be against. You think it'd be the first 2, Charlotte, New Orleans. You owe New Orleans. You haven't played Charlotte yet.
Yeah.
Charlotte doesn't play defense. So in Minnesota, you're on the road, and the T-Wolves, you played them tough. The one where they played once up there, and you played them tough. Had a chance to win with a really short lineup. But I just said 2-2 just to say, hey, look, let's just play it even. If you get Ty and Scotty back, you have a chance to do a Lang Whitaker out there.
Well, you had no idea Lang was gonna come in this bold. This bold barbecue sauce 4-0 from Lang Whitaker that we got today.
Lang got inside
information. You thought 2 wins at this point was being bold, so I don't fault you. Lang came in here big and bold today. That's our show for this week. Thank you to our panelists, of course, Jarvis Greer, Lang Whitaker, and the great Anthony Sane. Thanks as well, as always, to CJ Hurt and our great team here at Grind City Media. Make sure to stay tuned for the warm-up show at 6 p.m. here on Grind City Media. That'll be followed by the FanDuel Sports Network pregame show at 6:30, and then tip at 7 on FanDuel Sports Network Southeast for our entire Grizz Beat team. I'm Jason. Keep grinding.